Center. I am Josh Fenton. This is Megan Decker. She's the president of GE Media. We are going to be talking about blockchain technology. It is a buzzword that seems to be that no one literally knows the definition of. Do you want to give a little 101 insight into how blockchain technology works?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a buzzword that's out and about town, and there's a lot of, okay, can we trust this, can we not? But we're now living in a world that's going to be a lot about cryptocurrency. So we're currently, G Media has taken on a very large, prominent client called Alchemist.
Yeah.
And we're doing everything from their branding to social media, PR, the whole gamut. And they're actually advisors in this space because I think there's a lot of talk about ICOs and cryptocurrency,
right,
Bitcoin, smart contracts, and they're very much an advisor in this space. But yeah, no, right now there's a lot of ICOs out there. There's a lot of people playing in this space, but this goes all the way back to, I think, Overstock was the first company to offer up the opportunity to use it as a currency. So it essentially is a safe coded currency that you can use online.
Right.
I can buy myself if you and I want to share a very expensive piece of artwork that still stays in my home, you can own a piece of it.
Why does it stay in your home if we're sharing the cost of it? I'm a little upset about this Picasso.
I know. But you can have it on the weekends.
But it's a technology that allows for really because of the coding, because of the structure of it, really allows for at least right now, an ultimate level of security. That the ability to hack into a blockchain is minimized by orders of magnitude that we've never seen before. We're sort of leveraging technology, yes, and how information moves at a level of encryption that protects the consumer within that genre.
Exactly, and you know, when this all kind of came out into the market, I think there was talks of, okay, the utility coin that wasn't quite as secure, but
right,
still in place, the security token, and then Ethereum, which with Ethereum being, you know, a strong unbreakable code, the founder at Alchemist, our client, was actually part of creating that through the legal background and ensuring the security of it. So we're excited to partner with them.
And then all these terms kind of get lumped together, and I think it's concerning for people, and they can't differentiate. Bitcoin is just straight up a currency, and it does not enjoy the same level of security as a blockchain offers, correct?
Yes.
And cyber currency is an element that can be run through a blockchain for protection and ultimate security, right?
Correct.
Okay, so the implications of this are dramatic. In our world, news organizations are now prophesizing that maybe we could use blockchain as a new way of creating the internet so that newspapers or whomever is producing content can monetize the content that they're able to produce. And I say, well, that's great, but are we really going to be able to change everyone's behavior in a short period of enough time that's going to allow for that sort of thing? Talk a little bit about what's the growth, what's happening, how is it being transmitted? We've had some other folks on blockchain here, folks from IBM, some of the other organic folks in Rhode Island who are trying to do it. What's the ramp up on this? When is it that the average company is going to start leveraging blockchain technology?
Well, I think companies already are. I mean, you know, absolutely, like IBM, they're definitely looking to own the name and in the space. I think a lot of companies want to own the term and be the first to market. So from there, it's kind of a free-for-all. But I think for me, the way I look at it, and having a lot of really insightful conversations, especially with Alchemist, and these folks are, you know, true leaders and thought leaders in this space. I think we're looking at a 5-year plan.
Right.
I mean, it is already, I think if you're not thinking about it for your company, you should definitely be doing your research, and then you have your bigger companies like the IBMs who have entire task force that are dedicated just to this.
And is it going to be one of those situations which big companies win and little companies lose? I mean, if you're a company that has 30 employees, You may have somebody who's dedicated to technology, but you're probably outsourcing it to a third party. Are you really going to be able to invest in the level of expertise where the local vendors who help you with your email strategy and your web strategy literally don't even employ somebody who has any expertise? How's that going to work? Or is it just going to be one of those cases, the Amazons get bigger, the eBays get bigger, and mom and pop who are trying to come up with a digital strategy get further and further behind?
See, I mean, I think that's a really interesting question and point. And that's what I really enjoy working with Alchemist on is, they're very much a strategic advisor. They're not just starting up an ICO. They're investing in companies.
Sure.
They're partnering as a strategic advisor, and they're taking the partners in the network they have to help small or mid-sized companies do the same thing. So they're working with the large, huge organizations that have, the big money behind them.
Yeah.
But they're also working with the middle-sized companies that are, they don't have maybe a huge amount to invest, but they still want to play in the game. They're working with the folks that have the smart thought behind their company and vision, and they're starting with a lot of startups that haven't even opened up yet, but they want to make sure that they can be the investors behind them.
In 3 to 5 years, will I go to Best Buy and go to the Geek Squad and get advice on technology applications that get my business in a more protected structure within blockchain applications? Or will I go to Staples? Or what will be the solution for the smaller business?
I don't know. If you know, let me know. I'm not sure.
Media's new division of small SMBs.
Right? I mean, and people are talking about that. I mean, there's a lot of questions of joint ventures. Do agencies need to be focused on this? I know even for me, looking for the right staff that can fit these type of clients, it's an interesting fit to find that resume.
Will all money begin to move through
Yes.
cryptid currency, and to the level in which I swipe my iPhone at Dunkin' Donuts, will that be to that level?
I hope so. Right? The easier, the better. I think so. I think it's definitely going to be something that whether you're a large or small firm, you're going to have to be able to bend and be ready to take this on as a way of doing transactions.
And as a marketing firm that's advising, a range of different clients, from large insurance companies to regional manufacturers, are folks now talking to you? Are they asking about it? They know you're working with one of the leading firms. Are they sort of saying, help us get smart on this quickly? And how do we get smart on this quickly?
Yes. We're definitely getting...
You're not allowed one-word answers to any question. You can't just go, yes.
No. No one's calling us at all.
Not one person has even remotely brought up an issue.
We took the phones off the hook. We have had a lot of other companies follow suit based on this relationship.
Yeah.
To help us with their marketing needs, because you can't be an expert at everything. And one thing I know you and I were chatting is you look at a lot of these, the advertising that's being done out of these type of industry clients.
Yeah.
And they're experts in this space, not in advertising. So it's been a great opportunity to help with the marketing, because you can't be an expert at everything, right? I'm not an expert at blockchain, but I'm really good at branding.
Right.
So from that standpoint, it's definitely a new marketing industry for us.
So you used to see adoption curves of technology. I think it took something like 50 years for TV from the time it was first commercially offered to the point that it penetrated 50% of the households. It took 50 years for TV. It took broadband only like 10 years to do it, but it still took 10 years for broadband, something like that, 10 years. How long is this adoption curve going to be for blockchain technology to be adopted? And I'll just say in the B2B world, what's that going to look like? Is this going to be, just a rocket, and that in a year from now we'll laugh about the discussion? we had previously, and that it will ramp up so quickly? Or is it going to be a slow prod with fits and starts and technology hiccups and some bad press here and then get back on track?
I think it's definitely going to be something that we're going to see a shift pretty quickly over the next 5 years. And I think within that 5 years to 7 years, we're going to see how it impacts Wall Street, how it impacts the banking facility. I think people's roles and responsibilities are going to shift within every organization from B2B to B2C. But I think over the next 5 years, we're definitely going to see a change in how we're doing transactions. Just like I'm sure when the credit card came out, the handing of a piece of plastic seems like a very strange thing, or a check. Here is a piece of paper. I'm good for it.
Yeah, I think the ATM was a 25 year application.
What I think is the real hot topic that everyone's trying to get their head wrapped around is, can I trust it?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we live in a world where everything we're looking at online, is it factual? Is it not? You know, I mean, when was the last time you're going onto your Yahoo page and being like, let me click on this because it must be fact, right? So I think...
Did you just say Yahoo?
Right, exactly.
I think you're showing, was your Hotmail account not available today?
My AOL was hacked, so I went on there. So I think from that standpoint, it's I don't understand it. I don't know what it does. Can I trust it? Is my information safe?
Right.
And I think as we evolve past that, especially now with Ethereum, the security coin, I think we'll just keep making leaps and bounds over the next few years.
What else is new in business? Jump over from blockchain. What else is going?
Global. A lot of global business,
yeah,
which is good. And you know, I feel like we should be having a glass of rosé. Today's the first day I can. Why are we here and not on the Riviera? I was going to bring you some rosé.
You live a far more wild life than we here at GoLocal. Thus, being local, we're not allowed to travel to places like Cannes. At your agency, what other trends are you seeing? Are you seeing growth? You know, we were talking the other day about the big Boston agencies are now a fraction of the size. You know, the Hill Holidays and the Havas's that used to have 1,000 people are now in the low hundreds. And is that the impact of Facebook? Is it the do-it-yourself factor that people can do so much within their own companies? Is it that they were so frustrated at big agencies and big fees that they brought it in-house and they're building their own marketing studios, and that they only outsource when they want some big thinking or to rejuvenate stuff? What's driving that? So
I think they're being a small agency with some big business.
Yeah.
We have everything from mid-sized clients to now some really large ones. I think a lot of folks in companies they're really looking at their bottom line, and they really want to know what they're getting, and they're looking at fees, and their procurement teams, if they have a procurement team, wants to see the true value, and they want to see, that they want to see ROI. They want to see the ROI. So I think what I'm seeing, and I'm seeing it firsthand in our agency, but I'm also, seeing it happen with other companies, is the unbundle of media and creative. How everything got unbundled back like
full
20
service
years ago.
Agencies that did everything.
Now they want it bundled back together. They want the media and creative, because you have your media partner and then you have your creative partner, but you need the technology that's going to fuel the media and the creative. People are going back to a bundled model.
Gotcha.
And it makes sense.
Well, congratulations on all the growth. Look forward to having continued discussions about new applications, how technology is transforming every last bit of what we all do together, and looking forward to learning more. And I hear you guys are sort of at the cutting edge of bringing in some national leaders into Rhode Island potentially.
Yeah, we're really excited.
So that's great. More to come on that front.
You bet.
Want to thank everybody. We're going to be right back in a minute. Thanks to Megan for coming on. We'll be back in a moment with Saul Kaplan at the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center.